What's up? How's it going? So I wanted to answer a question today quickly from Twitter. Someone wrote to me this morning. Girish, possibly I'm saying your name correctly, probably not. Girish is on Twitter @CBiscuit. So Girish, you asked this morning, as a follower of the vlog, I wanted to know, where did you pick up the style of writing from? Was there any source or self-discovered? Really great question for the vlog. It's great because it's multi-layered, it's multifaceted. It's actually kind of a deep thing, only because, you know, I've been writing and trying to get better at writing and my writing style for years. There's definitely a style I like to go with, which is a lot of weaving things together from psychology, my own stories from pop culture, stories about entrepreneurs, all over the place. But there's certain things I like to do over and over again. But again, there's stuff I publish that doesn't follow that style. Not always do the same thing, but I do have a go-to style that I really like to use and even get better at today. It's both inspired by a lot of other people, and it's also something I've kind of, I think, come up with my own version of the style. So one thing kind of came from a book I read a long time ago about just improving writing. I don't even know the name of the book. I don't even know who wrote this chapter, but it was different chapters, what they thought were important things to kind of keep in mind about the writing process. One of the authors was simply just weave things together, and that was it. You know, just that advice of weave it caught me, and it was like, oh, you know, what does that mean, and can I do a better job of weaving? But why does weaving work? And I think weaving works because of something I just wrote about a few weeks ago. Most of the interesting stuff that we read is counterintuitive. It's stuff that surprises us. A guy named Murray Davis, I think I've even talked about in this vlog, you know, studied all of these research papers and why these researchers, what made them interesting versus other people that were doing research. The stuff that was interesting was the stuff that was counterintuitive, or the stuff that kind of surprised you, that was like, hey, you thought the world was this way, it's actually something else. I think weaving stories together allows you to accomplish that often, which is like, I'll weave a story together about Justin Bieber, right? It's like, oh, god damn it. This foster dog has like the sinus problem. We don't even understand what's going on. The dog is just constantly snorting all day long, making doing this vlog kind of difficult, or phone calls. Weaving stories together, I could simply take a story about Justin Bieber, a pop culture icon to teenagers, and if I could find something interesting about Justin Bieber, all of a sudden, that is probably a surprise to most people reading the stuff I write on a place like Medium, or a bunch of entrepreneurs watching this vlog. Immediately there, then, I've done something that's maybe interesting to you just by taking a story and weaving it together with something else. My all-time favorite author is Malcolm Gladwell, you know, and I think he does a really good job of weaving things like history and stories of people and kind of with journalism in mind, but then weaving them together with psychology. But then I see a lot of other people have been kind of inspired by Malcolm Gladwell. Malcolm Gladwell, I think, was inspired also by this approach by other people, but guys like Simon Sinek, the Heath brothers, Adam Grant, Jonah Lehrer, those are all people that are really important to me in terms of writing style that have helped influence how I write. But I don't want to just copy how they do it, right? I don't want to just be the next Malcolm Gladwell. So I've tried to find ways in which to incorporate other things than Malcolm Gladwell talks about. So I also really like to lean on things like pop culture. You know, Malcolm Gladwell is often talking about things like sports, or he's talking about history. You know, he's rarely talking about Justin Bieber. So I'm trying to embrace something that he's not doing. And so for that part of my writing style, I'm reaching out a lot to signing up for news like People Magazine, Variety. And another person that has influenced me that isn't all these kind of well-known kind of pop business psychology authors was a guy named Paul Harvey. Paul Harvey, I don't really know much about Paul Harvey's history. I just know that I listened to him a lot with my dad. My dad listened to WGN radio here in Chicago, and Paul Harvey had a segment on WGN. I don't know if it was like, I think it was syndicated across a lot of radio programs. I'm not even sure what his relationship with WGN was. Doesn't matter. Paul Harvey had a segment on the radio in which he would tell you a story, very interesting story, and at the end of the story, he would finally tell you who the story was about. He kept the surprise until the end, and it was always kind of like a shocker, like, whoa, I didn't know so-and-so was this person. And so that's something I've tried to adopt too, is that also that element of surprise. Like, hey, I bet you didn't know that M. Night Shyamalan went through this process. I bet you didn't know Matt Damon and Ben Affleck went through this process to get their movie into people's hands. I try to take this style that has been influenced by others, but massaged by me into something I like, and picking up other pieces that are from other people, like a Paul Harvey, and stories that I know of a Simon Sinek's and other people aren't reaching for, like the stuff in People magazine. It's all a long way of saying, like, be inspired by people, take elements from them, be inspired by other things, take elements from them, combine them in a way that may not, just be copying, one person. Try to combine a lot of different things and pay a lot of attention to different things. I read not just these pop, psychology authors, but I read a lot of different stuff that probably doesn't cross the path of many entrepreneurs watching this vlog or reading the stuff that I write. And so I'm able to kind of include something that might surprise them. And I think it all goes down into just trying to learn how to become a better storyteller. Understanding what makes a story a good story. A book I recommend, I think, is just called Story by a guy named McKee. He is a famous Hollywood screenwriter. He's really got a really great book about just, showing people like how and someone goes from this to this, or this to this. They either, go, low to high in some emotion or high to low in some human emotion or human condition. And a lot of that is what surprise is all about. Like, you thought it was up here, you thought something was happening, and no, it's actually down here, or vice versa. You thought I was miserable in here, and boom, here's how I changed it. And that's just storytelling. It's the basics of storytelling, which is, what underlies all of this writing style of mine. A lot of it is also just practice. I spend a lot of time writing, editing, getting smart people to read my stuff, like my wife. Gotta practice, gotta keep publishing, try different things, get feedback from as many smart friends and family members as you know. All of that's kind of influenced my writing style. And I'll sign off with that. I hope you dig these videos. I hope you got something from that. Please hit the thumbs up. If you're new here, please subscribe. I upload a new video every single day talking about business and just running a business, running a life, creativity, psychology, becoming a better writer, becoming more creative. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.